And it is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. Of course, nothing going on today except for the AllStar break. Something, oh, it's my coffee. Blocking it over here. But anyways, of course, so no free picks to give, but we just keep showing up. That is what I do. So hopefully you guys had a good yesterday. We kind of talked a little bit about Home Run Derby on the show, and of course, it was all about the value once again, kind of our ongoing theme. So, yeah, I thought Rod was going to join me today, but I guess he didn't make it. So, and that's fine. We'll just do what we do. So, hopefully notifications will go out. If not, well, it's going to be a quick show. I think it is pot. So, yeah, we got some questions. And we'll address them. We'll just give everyone a couple seconds to get here. But a lot of the same questions that we get all the time. Anyways, like I said, Rod had thought was going to be here, but he's not. Tomorrow, I guess Brian will be back. I'm not sure if Rod will be here or not. Figure it out. Got the All-Star game today. Not something that I generally bet much. I know if you guys have picks on it. I definitely don't agree with this. I don't think so. It's like it's all about just picking your spots. It's irrelevant to the sport, you know. It's all about finding the right spot and getting a little lucky too. Anyone who thinks that there's no luck involved, well, they're liars. That's for sure. But you know, you could also always put the luck in your favor. So, the first question I have, it says, is it possible to make a living off of sports betting? And I say yes, but I say at the same time with an asterisk, you know. It definitely is possible, you know, but it's I would say less people are successful at it than, you know, than they are at most other things. But it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. You have to have a substantial cushion, though. I'm not recommending it. I'm not saying, you know, that that's what you should do, but I'm saying it definitely can be done. I think it is. I think if you do have an edge, if you know the game, but I think sometimes that even works against me. You know, it's like knowing too much. I don't agree with the bankroll management as much as most people. Most people are like these micromanaging of the bankroll. I'm less of a. I do less of that than most people, but I'm probably at a different point than most people. I'm not an accounting person. I'm not like a meticulous bookkeeper. I'm not like a spreadsheet type guy, you know. So that methodology doesn't work that well for me. You know, I know how much money I have to work with, and I know how much I'm willing to bet on a game. So, like, figuring out these percentages and these spreadsheets and this other crap, I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. I don't have the capability of doing it. So it's something different for everyone. It's advice, question, answer, whatever, man. It's like I'm just coming on live. I go live every day, 365 days a year. No excuses. I just keep showing up, man. I've been doing it for 14 years. So it's kind of what we do. But there's only the only game tonight is the Major League Baseball All-Star game, and it's not something that I bet. Yeah, there's ups and downs like poker. Poker is to me, some people it's like this great thing. To me, it's super boring. I used to play poker a lot, and I think the game just became so boring. It's the more popular it got, the more boring it got. And I struggle to play poker now. The last time I played poker was probably 6 years ago, more than that, maybe even 5 years ago. And I used to be good. I played the tournaments with the big guys. I played with the big guys in Vegas. But I just find it super boring. I don't have the patience for poker anymore. It's like, so the last time I played, this is what happened. I played at Bellagio, right? And I played in a pretty big game, and I'm in there with a bunch of pros are at the table, and I know who they are, right? It's like I've played against a lot of these guys before, and then there's some younger guys who are pros also, and I was probably the fish right at the table, and at least they thought that. I just sat there, man. I got no cards for about an hour. I just sat there and folded. And, I took a couple shots here and there, but the game is so aggressive now. It's not chess. There's so much luck involved in poker. People think it's like this, you have to be so skilled or whatever. There's so much luck involved. There's definitely odds and things like that, and probability, but there's so much luck. I mean, a massive amount of luck that's involved in poker. And, people discount that, but it's there, and that's when someone wins on what's luck, right? If people always are mad, and it's like, I just don't even understand it. So this is what happened to me the last time I played, and I probably have told this story before, is that I had ace queen of clubs, and it was an ace and two clubs on the flop. So I had it all the way, I basically had this all the way, and then on the turn, I hit the nut flush. And, this guy who I knew had two pair, right? I mean, I knew he had two pair. It was pretty freaking obvious. He is like, one of these guys he's trying to figure me out, by going around the table and figuring out everybody's bet and my actions during this hand, Basically, I just cleaned his ass out. And if he had any more money, I would have taken even more. Because he thought he was just so much, this mathematician, whatever. It's like, we're playing cards. Yeah, that guy hit nothing. Kidding? I smoked his ass. I cleaned him out. And I got up from the table, which made it even worse. Won a massive pot. I just got right up. Later. don't think so, man. I think that, cash games and tournaments are just two totally different things in poker. The cash game is definitely a different style of game. There's a lot of pushing in the cash game, and a lot of that style doesn't bode well for tournament players. Because you can't be super aggressive, because if you're super aggressive in a tournament and it's all of a sudden some guy sucks out on you, it's over, right? It's all over. In the cash game, you just reload. But in a tournament, sucks you out, that's it, and done. So I don't know. I just find it super boring, and I find that it's so low stakes. At the end of the day, even if you're playing high stakes, it ends up being like, you could play a $10,000 buy-in, and the games are it's just the amount of hands that you'd have action, over a 2 to 3 hour period on average, just is not worth it. It's just not worth it. And the guys that are eating like at the table and like this whole thing is like, oh my God, man, you gotta be kidding yourselves. Javier wants to know what a good bankroll is to make like $20,000 a year in sports, and that really depends. It depends on what how your year's going, right? It kind of depends. I've seen people do it with $100. I've seen people do it with 25,000. It really depends. Is there a most reliable preferred play for you in baseball? I think you guys know this one, right? I play the dogs. I play dogs or plus lines. The only favorites I take are very, very small ones. Very small ones. Yep. You have to play poker live, and it's like playing live, you don't know who you're going to be sitting down with at these tables. And I'm telling you, it's like most of these games that you could even get a seat at the table in the live games, it's like $300 buy-in. It's like, I'd rather put it on the Mets. It's like, I can put it on the Mets, I can go walk away, I can go out to dinner, I can do whatever the hell I want. Instead of here, I'm sitting there $300, and it's like, then I'm all worried, like I'm going to lose it. Like, I don't even understand why you get this mentality there. It's like, oh my God, this is my stack of chips, but it's only $300. It's like, why not just smack it in before the flop? It's like, take your chance to see who's got the sack to come after you. The dogs are with the odds. The dogs aren't against the odds. The dogs are with the odds. We went over this yesterday, but I'll go over it again. So the quick math on it is that if you bet favorites, and the favorites are, so if the favorites are plus or minus 180 or higher, you need to win. What did we say it was? Minus 180 or higher, you need to win like 120 something games. We figured this out yesterday. We did all the math. So it's like the probability of that happening is 0. While in the underdogs, you can go 10, 15, 20 games under 500 and still make a lot of money. We used yesterday, the example that we used are the Detroit Tigers, I believe. The Detroit Tigers are 40-51. They're 11 games over 500. That extrapolates over the course of the season to, maybe 70 wins. Or even less. Maybe 70 wins, 65 wins. But you're going to make $1,000 if you bet $100 a game on them. Meanwhile, a team like the Angels, 45-44, a game over 500. If you bet $100 on every game of them, you've lost $264. The Dodgers are 56-35. They're 21 games over 500. If you bet $100 on the Dodgers every single game, at 21 games over 500, you've lost $450 so far this season. That is a tough way to make a living. 56 and 35, 615 winning percentage. And you've lost $450. So that's how hard it is to win on favorites. It's next to impossible. We could even look at the home and away. So the Oakland A's, right? The Oakland A's at home are 27 and 21. Or the Milwaukee Brewers at home are 27 and 21. Okay, so basically 60%. And if you bet $100 on them every game, if you bet $100 on them every game, you've lost $240. The Dodgers are an underdog. The Dodgers have been minus 200 or more favorites more than any other team. Well, they were an underdog once out of how many games? The Dodgers average minus 200. It's the worst bet in sports. If you bet the Dodgers at home, they're 5 games over 500, you've won $50. It's $10 a game if you bet 100 a game. You've won 10 a game. And if you bet them on the road where they're 1 game under 500, you've lost. You've lost $500. You bet them on the road. Yeah, there's some lousy-ass road teams in baseball. There's some really good ones. The best bet on the road is the Red Sox. 49 and 42. Won $1,120. 7 games over 500. I don't think it's tough. I don't think it's tough to be. I try and lay negative odds 0 times. If I can do it 0 times, when I start to see where you have to lay odds, it's like that's when I start looking at run lines and alternative run lines. Yeah, the Dodgers haven't covered 2.5. Let's see. The Dodgers are not minus 140 most of the time on the road. They're not. They're bigger than that. And it's if you bet the Dodgers every single game, you've got your ass kicked. I mean, there's really no other. These are the numbers. I'm not making these up. These are the numbers. It is a horrible bet. It is the worst bet in baseball. Is the Dodgers. It is the worst bet out there. 56 and 35. You've won 61.5% of your bets, and you've lost betting $100 a game. You've won 61% of your bets. 21 more times than you've lost. And you still lost $500. How is that? How can you make money like that? You cannot make money that way. You cannot make money going 21 games over 500 and losing $500. What are they going to do? Go 26 games over 500 over this span? That's not going to happen. They're not going to win 200 games. They're not going to win 120 games. It's not going to happen. I can tell you, not going to happen. That's what they would need to win in order for you to break even. It's a horrible bet, man. There's really nothing to even talk. I'm not going to even address this anymore. I don't know. I don't think so. That's not the truth. We have 7 million people a month that read our websites and visit our YouTube channel and our TikTok and all that other stuff. So I'm going to say not a lot of people exit quickly. Yeah, right there. So the Dodgers were minus 275 on Friday. So they need to win 3 times as much. 162 games, 3 times as much. No chance. Not going to happen, man. I don't understand this, that I took the Diamondbacks minus 3.5. I don't know. Maybe I did. If you take bets like that, if you hit 1 out of 10, you're in the plus money. Way better shot than going 21 games over 500 and losing $500. I've broadcast from my living room before. I have a TV wall. In my living room. I have I got cable box for every set. So that's how I watch them. I watch them all at once. And just constantly glancing around. I've been doing it for a long time, so it's like you'd be surprised how few times there's action at exactly the same time, even in football. You'd be shocked. In football, you're more likely to see all the games at a commercial than all the games running a play at the same time. Yes, I would bet that. I lost it, right? Remember we bet it on Saturday. I lost. I don't know what this guy Jose is talking about. I think you're wrong. No, they won. So here's how this math worked out for you, Jose. They were minus 275 the first game. Okay, they lost the first game. Then they won the next game, and then they won the next game, right? So they were plus 200 in wins and minus 275 in losses. So you went 2-1 and you lost $75. Impossible to make money that way. You can't make money losing money. Can't do it. Not that you got to spend money to make money. No, you can't. If you're losing, if the math is working against you, you cannot win. Yep. They're not favored. So I think the Dodgers have been favored almost every single game this season. They don't do it to trick you. They do it because they do it because they know the public is all over the Dodgers and the Yankees, the big market teams. Yeah, Vegas loves the Dodgers. You kidding? Look at the prices people pay on them. And if you can find a team, if you're a bookie and you can find a team that wins 21 more times than they lose, 61.5% of the time, and the people still lose $500. They do it all day long, and that's exactly what they're doing. No, the problem with Jose is that he's just a square, and that is the problem, is that he doesn't understand sports betting. He's a fan, not a bettor, and that's okay. That is part of it's part of what we do, right? He's a fan. He's not a, professional sports bettor, so he doesn't understand the math and logistics, and it's like that is all part of it, we talk about poker. We talked about poker to start the show, but the pot odds is certainly part of poker, right? Is it worth it for me to, when you don't have the nuts, right? It's like, basically it's risk reward. Is the risk of making this bet worth the reward of what's in the pot? If what I'm putting in is just, basically half the pot, well, then it's not going to be worth it, right? But it's like if I'm already invested, this much and investing this much can possibly get me this, it's there. And, when a good bluffer, will defy the pot odds, right? And it's like he's willing to look at the pot odds and say, I don't care. I'm gonna put this guy to the decision. And that's really what good poker players, the best ones who can bluff a guy off a hand. And I think bluffers are there's a lot more of them out there, but there's a lot more bad ones out there, right? They call them super aggressive players. There's bad bluffers, right? Just get picked off. Yeah, the Dodgers were a dog twice all season. Yeah, a lot of people love baseball. I understand, there's 162 games, not 182. That's incorrect. Incorrect. That is incorrect. Because you look at the Detroit Tigers, right? And you look at that record and you look at the Dodgers, right? So picking winners would not make you money. You pick less winners and you still make money. So it's the odds is where it's at. There's a reason they play the game. That's up to you. That's your own strategy. I take some favorites. I just don't take a ton of them. I'm not going to sit there and take the Dodgers. That's for damn sure. If you ever watch my videos, we've gone against the Dodgers every single game. And we're up big, right? So I didn't watch it. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I don't know. We're going to have like the best research on the internet that's available. The stuff that people charge for, we're going to give it away for free. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be better than the other stuff that people pay for. So, super excited about it. Anyways, anything else going on here? I've been working on my video editing. I got some stuff. I got to do my Bucks Suns video today. Did not do an AllStar game video. First year. Feel good about it. Didn't do a home run derby video. Feel good about it. But, yeah. What else is everyone doing today? I went to Costco yesterday. Hadn't been there in a long time. Every tourist at Costco just like loads up on booze and potato chips. I don't even understand what they're getting. It's just like a whole big thing. I think the hard thing about the All-Star game is that the players switch. They switch the players in and out, quickly. Everybody plays. Everybody plays in the All-Star game. There's no like player on the roster that doesn't get into the game. So if you live in where I live, Costco is all you have. When you need a TV, Costco is the only place to get one. You need a computer. It's mail order for computer or Costco. Printer, mail order or Costco. Pretty much dominate it. How many games should you bet a day? Get this one all the time. However many games fit your formula. I am not one of these people that say, oh, you should only bet 3 a day. It doesn't make any sense. It's just one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, to be honest with you. If you hear someone say, I only bet 3 games a day, that's someone that doesn't really bet. That's someone that's just spewing bullshit to you because it doesn't make any sense because it's all about capitalizing on opportunity, in betting. It's not about, playing not to lose. We talked about this yesterday, and it's like, I play to win. I do not play not to lose. I do not play a conservative game. I do not, do a lot of the things that people tell you should do. And I probably am a lot more successful than most of them. And the reason why is when I win, I really win. When I lose, I don't make pennies on the dollar where one loss is going to wipe out all my winnings. And that's why I don't bet the Dodgers, right? Because say you bet the Dodgers, you bet $100 at minus 240. What do you win? $20. One loss, you've lost 5 wins. It's like, I ain't going to do it for me. I'd rather take a shot on these alternate run lines, get plus 400, plus 500, like you hear me saying. Hit 2 or 3 of those, you can withstand 15 losses, and you're still ahead. Yep, college football, if it's a good card, I could have 10 games, even more. If it's not that good of a card, I might have 1 game, 2 games, 3 games. Who knows? Same thing with NFL Sunday. It really depends on the card and the matchups, the lines, and the games. I don't have it has to be no more than 3 a day. I think that's the dumbest thing. I hear it all the time too. I hear it I hear it from people on the show. This is the dumbest thing I've heard. It doesn't make any sense. It's like if there's a card with 15 games, right, and there's a card with 120 games, you're only going to bet 3, even if 10 of them are you love them more than you did on any of the ones when you bet 3 on a 15-game card. It's just stupid. It doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I just think I would rather do that than bet a team that's minus 280. It's because in baseball, it's not like college football where teams run the table, It's not like the NFL where teams go 14-2. That doesn't happen in baseball. The very best teams lose 50, 60 times. It's like it's way more. If you look at you look at the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs, they probably went 14-2 last season in the regular season. I think sometimes they go 15-1, the Super Bowl champions, 13-3, and that's even if you're just betting them straight up, which you can't do, right? Because the lines are so big. But you look at baseball, so 14-2 is 85% or something, right, of winners. You look at the best record in baseball, and it's 62%. So it's not there. How long I've been doing free picks on YouTube? For 14 years. This is my 3rd channel that I've done on YouTube. I just think, everyone has their own strategy, and that's fine. I don't think baseball is the best sport to bet on dogs. NFL is the best sport to bet on dogs. And NBA. I think all sports lend themselves to dogs because the public loves overs and favorites. And that's why Brian, if you hear him, he's always talking about dogs and unders because the public loves favorites and overs, and the books know that. That's the books, because people feel that once they hit the over, well, then it's over. I'm done, right? It's kind of a lazy approach. I just like the over. And then the favorites, it's like, oh, they're going to kill them. They don't even look at the point spread or the odds. Kind of like, like we've heard here in the comments. I've had some great wins in play betting. Some of my really biggest wins I've ever had, not the biggest wins I've ever had, but some of the biggest wins I ever had were in-game betting, and some of the biggest losses I've ever had are in-game betting. So I like it. It's like, you guys see me. I do halftime NFL, right? Every single week we do it here. I'll be on at halftime tonight for the NBA game. So I do in-game betting. I don't, the live betting, if you have a team that you like and they're down early in the NBA finals, in these finals, if you would have bet 5 minutes in the team that was losing on the in-game, you would have cleaned house. The team that's been winning, like in the first minute, 5 minutes, whatever, has lost all 3 games badly. Yeah, the backdoor cover is, backdoor cover. That's what the dog, No, I don't parlay at all. At all. Very rarely. If I do a parlay, it's when I do them on the show. Those are the only ones I honestly ever do. Is if I do them on the show and I say, and you guys see me put the bet in, that's the only time I ever do them. What else is happening? Anything else exciting? I was hoping Rod was going to be on today, to be honest with you. I thought that it would have been a good I was going to do like an interview with him. Yeah, the guys who make the big money betting on sports don't do it by betting 280 favorites. They don't. I don't like betting the first 5 innings because it's generally, I'm not saying it's a bad bet or anything like that. I think it's probably a better bet, but for me, it's like the payouts aren't there. If the payouts aren't there, then I don't make the bet. Is basically how it works for me. I need to have a payout. I don't just make a bet to win. I don't just make a bet to because I like a team or I think they're going to win or something like that. The payout has to be there. I think that's the theme for me, and I think you guys hear me say it all the time. I'm always going for the payout. I can't recommend a website or app because the one that I know of doesn't appear to be accurate. So we're going to have all sorts of new tools at our website, but I'm not going to put out information that I don't think is accurate. And I don't think that information that I see that's available, which I can't mention the site that probably would sue me because I don't know if their information is accurate or not. But I can tell you right now, I don't think it is, and if they could prove it to me that it is, then I'm all good. But it's like when you're showing me a sample size that's, infinitesimally small, and you're also showing me that a success rate of following that system that's been so bad. You hear Brian saying it, right, all the time, and how many times has he been slaughtered on those? We'll have to keep track going forward. Is what we'll do. We'll track it. I'm not a good tracker person, but we'll do it. We'll find the games that fit those formulas, and we'll track them. We'll start doing it on the VIP show. This scoreboard. So like tonight in the AllStar game, this thing is showing that there's 8,990 bets. I don't know where these bets were made, but that's what they're saying. Um, 48% on the of the bets in the National League on the National League, and 57% of the money. So based upon that, the National League is where the sharps are, as Biller says. But I don't believe it. I don't even know. Right? We don't know if that's true or not. We don't know where that data is coming from. They won't tell us. Doesn't really, it's Coors Field. The game's basically a pick 'em. The favorites have not been winning. The favorites have not been winning this year. There was a streak where the favorites won for over a month. But you can see the favorites are not winning, man. Look at the money returns. Look at the Yankees, who have been favored almost every single game. Okay? And look at how much money you've lost betting on the Yankees. If you bet the Yankees every single game this year, you've lost $1,000. If you bet $100, they went. They're 3 games over 500. You've lost $1,000. We can find out the favorites versus all that stuff we're going to have on our website in the next month or so. We'll have it in time for football. You'll know exactly how many favorites have won. Who's the Pickdog is going to be all about dogs. It's going to be who the biggest dogs, what are the, what team wins the most as a dog, what team does it, all that stuff. We're going to give it to y'all for free. Stuff that you pay for. What are the odds you'll get degenerate bug anytime before the game time and decide to flip your lucky penny? 0 chance. I'm not going to bet it. Here is the lucky penny right here. Flip it. Who's home? Oh, home would be National League, right? Because National League Park. Rockies. American League. There it is. Who's my second half of the season MLB team? I think it's going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. I do. 44 and 46 right now. If you bet them every game, you're down about $515. So 2 games under 500. You've lost less. You've lost $10 more than betting the Dodgers, who have won 21 more games than they've lost. It's like the Cardinals, even though you've lost money on them, they're still a better bet than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are one of the worst bets out there. Horrible. Cleveland Indians, you've won 3 more times than you've lost. You've lost $100. Mets, you've won 7 more times than you've lost. You've lost $100. That's a tough way to make a living. That's impossible. The books are looking to make money every single day. They never take a day off. Believe me, they're always looking to get you. They're not in the business of losing money. I think the Cardinals. I think if they can get some pitching in there, they have a great lineup. The Angels will get Mike Trout back. The Red Sox will get Chris Sale back. There's a lot of guys that are coming back, right? The White Sox will get Eloy Jimenez back. Pablo Lopez is fine. How about Conor McGregor? What the hell's up with that guy? Oh, well. World Series matchup prediction. It's kind of early for that. White Sox and I'd say it's going to be the White Sox and let's see. Either White Sox Dodgers or White Sox Brewers. I would say it's one of those two. Or possibly the Cardinals, if the Cardinals can make a run. Yep, I always take the Rays and the Marlins. Not always, but yeah, pretty much always. You look at Tampa Bay Rays, 53 and 37. If you bet the Rays every game this season, you're up $1,035. That is how you do it. That is how you get it done. We've also been on the Red Sox a ton. 55 and 36, up $1,524. And my other team, San Francisco Giants, that Brian's always criticizing me for taking. If you bet the Giants every game, you're up $2,000. If you bet $100 on them. I didn't take the Bucks. I took the Suns. Because professional athletes go all out to win every single game. They don't take a game off and try less. That's for damn sure. These guys, they never take a day off. Way too competitive. I think it's just a combination of people. I've been doing it my whole life. I think the Giants have a shot of going. I just don't know if they have the bats. I'm not betting the AllStar game. No way. There's no payout there. It's not like there's like, I would have more of a chance of it's not just baseball, this is everything. I don't know about that. It's I think the Bucks won. I think that's what happened. And it's the way that it is, man. It's the way of the world. What are you guys doing today? I got the day off. I did not finish rebuilding my set for the rest of the set here. So I'm going to finish that today. I'm going to shoot my Bucks Suns video. Yesterday I worked a lot on the video editing, something I've been doing myself, and hopefully you guys have been watching the videos, and I've been tweaking them and messing with them, a lot. So hopefully it's something you guys have noticed. You guys like the intro or no intro on the videos? Yeah, this is what I do. As sad as it is, and I've been doing this for online like this for 14 years. This is all I do. My craps strategy, well, craps is a crapshoot, right? But the way that I play craps, and it's certainly not the way that everybody else plays it, is I play the pass line with odds, full odds, and then I play come bets. I wait till after the first roll. I place the opposite side of the come out. I place that number, and then I do come bets, and then every time the come bet comes down, I replace it with a cash bet. So basically, if you get like if the guy rolls like 10 rolls or 8 rolls or something, you make a lot of money because I have a lot of money out there. I think so. Craps to me is just to get a lot of money in action. We're going to have all that stuff on our website. As far as like, if you bet against it, the money teams, we're going to have all that stuff. We're going to have everything soon. You guys are going to really, really like it. I promise. I'll be showing it on the thing. I don't bet the numbers across in craps. I don't do that. I do it through the come bets. Come bets actually pay more than placing the point. I'm calling it. Suns and 5. I hate comments like this. I'm calling it. Like, you're the only one in the world that picked that. Why do you need to say I'm calling it? It's like, because you're the only one that picked that. It's ridiculous, man. I'm calling it. Imagine if I said that on every pick that I made. I mean, if you make the pick, you're basically calling it, right? I mean, it's like you don't need to say I'm calling it. I guess that's the part of it that annoys me. All right, so I took the guitar piece out of the last set of videos that I did, and I could leave it out. It's not a big deal. All right, we'll get rid of it. Awesome. Thank you. That's the worst bet on the craps table is the field. Why do you think they give it the biggest space? The thing that they make it the easiest for you to bet, that they make the biggest space, is the field. Because that's what they want you to bet. Because that's the worst payout. It's the worst odds, right? It's the worst bet on the table. So that's why they make it so big, is the field. It pays even money, right? And it's like, it's not even anywhere close to 50-50 of hitting one of those numbers. It's like, they'll do it all day long. Oh, so the difference, the premium bets are just the ones that fit my formula, the ones that I'm betting, the ones I like the very, very best. That's all it is for me. The other guys, I can't speak for them. But for me, the premium is just, these are the ones that I go through. These are the ones I'm betting. These are the ones I like the very, very best. The show picks are generally just an opinion. Just like my videos. Like when I do the videos, some of them I really like. But a lot of them are just opinion. I'm not betting every single game. That's for damn sure. But if I don't do that, people say, oh, you shouldn't do that, whatever. It's like, if I don't do that, then I just get a million questions. Who do you like in this game? Who do you like in this game? Who do you like in this game? It's way easier than answering all the emails. Way easier. Makes me feel special. I get it. That's it. I like the answer. I like it. What happened to Charles? Charles is still around. He does premium picks. Does the he has a premium thing with his spread knowledge. I'm not sure what he's up to, but so like Charles and I, I'm just going in a different direction. I have other people that I'm working with. I have new business partners, and there's crossover in what they do. So I like the stuff that my business partners do better than Charles' stuff as a body work. I like what Charles' stuff is. I like that product. The other stuff, I don't like it as much as what my partners do. And that's just, that's just being honest. And I told Charles the same thing. I like their stuff better. as a sports bettor, as, it's whatever. Charles, his stuff, I like his spread knowledge product. I endorsed it for a long time. But, yeah, I think we're still friends. I don't think he's happy that I'm not working with him. But, I'm at a different place than he is, and I have a different perspective, and I have different goals than he does. So if all those things are in line, then it's very hard to build that relationship further as a business. And that's all that really is, But I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a little bit. I think he's mad at me. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yes. I have, oh, my God. I can't even tell you. Back before, and most of these, though, like I've gotten bruised this year, in betting. I've gotten bruised a bunch, but I've also hit a lot of really big bets. So it's like I'm still ahead for the year, even though I'm having my worst year. Like statistically, I'm having my worst year ever. But money-wise, I'm up. I'm up like my bankroll's up like 12.5% or something. We figured it out, or 25% or something, right? It's like, I think 25% my bankroll's up, 26, 27. I did it the other day. But, the thing is that, I've gotten destroyed. I've gotten crushed. If you're a sports bettor and you haven't been crushed, and the thing is that it always happens. I wish the other guys were here. I would to have this discussion to talk about it. I mean, Brian thinks, he acts like he, anytime he loses, it's luck, bad luck or whatever. But it's like it's not. It's like you make a run of bad picks, you keep going down the same rabbit hole, and it's like I must be the only sports bettor that loses. I know the guys on the internet, on Twitter and stuff, they never lose, right? And the other shows and stuff, these guys are just, better than me and smarter than me, and I'm a piece of crap to them. But I lose games, and I've gone on really bad streaks, and I've lost big amounts of money. I've also had games where I've gone outside of my system, and I've bet really big on them, and I've lost. I've had other games where I've gone outside my system, bet really big and won. But definitely, I've had a lot of bruising losses. If you're a sports bettor, if you're a real sports bettor, and you haven't had like a bruising streak, then you're a liar, or you're not really a sports bettor. You're just a fraud, and that's the truth. I didn't see it. My favorite NFL team is the Miami Dolphins. I'm a season ticket holder since the day the team started. I still have my season tickets. I haven't been to a game in 20 years. Grew up in the stands of the Orange Bowl, and that is why I do what I do. Grew up in the stands watching the Hurricanes and the Dolphins every weekend. From Miami, you can see it right here. I got my Kenyon Drake against the Patriots. They only sent these out to season ticket holders. When he scored that touchdown against the Patriots with Gronk is sprawled out on the ground. It's kind of covered up now. But yeah, they only send that out to season ticket holders. I got one. See, some people like that intro. Thank you. Yeah, five isn't in the field. 5 and 6 are not in the field. 5, 6, 7, 8, right, are not in the field. No field 5. When are they on sale again? I don't know what that question is. Yeah, it's helped handicapping to take the other side. Like probably Otani last night, right? This depends on the person. I mean, I made $35,000 in a day, or more, and I've made, I've lost, thousands as well in a day. So it really doesn't tough to say. We flipped the penny, and the penny said American League. Yeah, you got to be honest, man. It's like you can't win them all, right? You can't win them all. You can't be perfect in life, and I'm not even close. And I think there are people out there who will say, no, he's not even on the radar of close. But I am honest, man, and that is what it is, and I can live with that. I am 100% honest, and I know most people in this business are not, and that's honest truth because I know them. Most of them do not care about you. Most of them do not bet big amounts. I mean, I know a guy I used to work with bets 15-cent parlays or something, round robins. It's like, why bother? This is I hit a reverse parlay on a pleaser card. So like the ones where you lay points with favorites or lay points with underdogs and stuff. Where it's like it's instead of a teaser where you're getting like 7 points, you do the opposite side. And I had a $20 one that paid $17,000. I've also hit on horse racing pretty big. My wife hit a 10-cent superfecta that paid like $24,000 or something ridiculous at Keeneland. I try to put these in the premium picks, but I don't always do that, and I think I should. I should. I'm thinking of setting up like another premium thing aside from just like the Mitch premiums. Like this is what Mitch is betting today or something. I don't know, with alternate lines and all that other stuff. I don't bike. I used to when I was a kid. Yep, I'm honest. I don't have a choice. I don't bike. I play golf, surf. Once again, the pot odds, value versus risk. Risk versus reward. That's what it all is. No, I think you guys have seen me do it in my head on the show. It's kind of figuring it out, finding an angle and seeing if the angle holds true and then looking at the value of that particular bet. Finding the strongest angle that is most likely to play out in that scenario given, everything else. If anything, like I could tell you where I've had breakdowns in the system. This is probably more helpful than saying what goes into the system. I could tell you where there's a breakdown in the system, and that happened just this past weekend on Saturday. So I was on here, and these guys were humping the Yankees, and I said, take the Astros. And all of these things, like, figured for the Astros in that game. But what was a breakdown in the system is that without Correa and Bregman in the lineup, my edges weren't there, and that's why they couldn't score a run. That's basically what happened. So it's like that's where I miss. I don't know, man. That's all personal. I've seen people start with $300. I've seen people start with $500. I see people start with $300, bet 30 a game. Because I always say 300. I see people do it with 30. $500, they do 30. 30 a game. Just rack it around. 5,000, 300 a game, whatever. That's absolutely true. I don't know. I don't look at a lot of the other sites. I don't look at a lot of the other sites, so I don't know. I really don't. Most of them I know are just copying me, right? I was the first one to do free picks on every game every day. I was the first one to do it. Like I haven't been to Doc Sports in a long time, but I'm sure he's trying to copy whatever I'm doing. That's all he does. Guy's the least creative person out there. Just great at sales, lousy on the creative side. And I've told him that to his face. Yep. Miami Hurricanes back in the 70s played on Friday nights. So I can tell you, I played Pee Wee football halftime of one of those Friday night games. And the old Orange Bowl with the artificial turf. How should somebody bet with small money to start? Well, it depends what small money is, Like if you start with $100, bet like $5 a game. If you start or $10, just bet within your means. Don't bet more than you have. Don't borrow money to bet. That's for damn sure. I think you need to be aggressive, though. You need to be aggressive. You need to play to win. You can't play not to lose. I hear this word all the time. Safe bet. That's my safe bet. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. That's your bad paying bet. That's your stupid bet is what that is. If it's your safe bet, it's your stupid bet. Because more than likely, the return isn't worth any risk at all. The other side is more than likely the safer bet. It's the better bet. But if you play enough of them, you hit them. I don't know. I don't play them, so I don't know, man. I don't know, 30? How many do they let you do? 15? 15. 15. We're going to have different things on the site. So there's like on the new site, there's like all kinds of props and just any kind of bets that you have. And it's like all these different tools to make your bets and like finding like the different types. Like you could click off different trends and it like accumulates all the different data and like throws out all these bets and everything. And you can build parlays like doing that. And then like find the one where you can bet the minimum like on it, like $1 or something. Put it in to win like $20,000. It's like so cool. You guys are really going to love this stuff. It's like for stuff like this, we could just throw it up on the screen and do it. It's going to be fun. And you guys can do it, on the site and like bet $1 on it to win like 20,000. I know people love doing that. Friday. So if you have a plan of mine, email me, Mitch at pickdogs.com. I'll extend it out a few days. Yep, that discolored artificial turf. And I'm telling you, it's not like the artificial turf now either. It's kind of like that. It's like the it's like the outdoor carpeting, you get at Home Depot is what it was like. But it was like padded underneath. It was like bouncy. Yeah, I like Tony George too. I like him too, but it's like the fact that he works for those guys is like, it's sad, actually. Personally, I like Tony a lot, but it's like I don't have a lot of respect for that. I don't know them. I know the guys that own Winners and Winers, but I don't know I've never really been to their site and looked around. I've never been, but the guys in Winners and Winers will tell you they just copy what I do. They'll tell you, the guys that own the site, they'll just tell you that. So I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard them. I've never seen them. I don't even know who they are. I know Scott Steen, if he's one of the Scotts. I know him personally. I met him years ago. He was going to come work with us. Just didn't work out at the time. But he seems like a good guy. I mean, like I said, I've never seen one thing he's ever done or heard one thing he's ever done. But the guys who own Winners and Winers, I like those guys. But, they're not the guys that you would see there. Yeah. There you go. This is exactly it. It's exactly it. You build it up, and then if it comes back down to your 100, then you go back down, He's an ass. This guy, I don't know him, but Brian Bittler told me that he said derogatory comments about me. So I could tell you a lot of stuff about that guy. I would stay the fuck away from him. Thank you. Let's see.
This is a real B&H customer story. Jack, professional.
Sorry, there's some guy in here that's not talking about sports. Got to get him out of here. All right, got him. I don't understand the question. No, I've never heard of that. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know anyone that does. I think so. In the new format of the premium of one show a day and then the VIP show. I think so. That guy's a douchebag. He's terrible. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I hope so. I'm always ready for college football. Yeah, I honestly don't know a lot of these other guys. I know a bunch of them, but I don't know the guys like that you would know. Like I know Indian Cowboy. I know who he is from this, but I don't personally know him. But I know, I know Wade, who owns Doc Sports. I don't know Scott, but I know the guys who own Winners and Winers. It's like I don't. Yep. That's the boiler rooms this guy's talking about. It's exactly the way it used to work. It's terrible. It's the worst site in the world. I own it. I own Sports Chat Place. I started Sports Chat Place. It's my website. See? It's here. That's funny. I used to be like the face of Sports Chat Place for a very long time, and you guys are going to love the new Sports Chat Place. It's sick. It is just sick. Sick. It's going to be the best sports betting website on the internet. And I guarantee you, it's like I've seen them all. Yeah. Sports Chat Place is my first website that I ever did. Sports Chat Place is 14 years old. Pickdogs is like a year and a half old. I also built Picks and Parlays, but I no longer own that site. Conflict of interest. Different morals and values. Anyways, different story for a different day. Any more questions? Any more comments? Any more things to say? All right. I'm going to go play golf. Been on here for a long time. So then a long show. Hour and 15 minutes. This is longer than our regular shows. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I know you guys hear me say that all the time, but I actually really do. Without you guys, I'm just basically talking to myself. So, anyways, I think Brian's coming back tomorrow, and Rod. I don't know. We'll have to do these. I think during football season, there's some slow days. We'll be able to do stuff like this. And the game tonight, I'm not watching it. It's a hard pass for me. It's not my thing, I'd rather bet on the horses or something. How about beat Shazam? I'll take on any of you guys. Beat Shazam, man. You guys like Beat Shazam? I love that show. Freaking love it, man. I tape it. I watch it. Love it, man. Jamie Foxx. It's like my favorite show. All right. It might not be my favorite, but it's definitely up there. We don't have any plans for a horse racing show. Can we buy stock in my company? We're not public. I only have, there's only, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 3 shareholders on this side and 4 on the other. 7 shareholders there will be going forward. But you guys will see. Things are about to be extremely different at the website. It's exciting times. Anyways, thanks everyone. See you guys tomorrow.